Here with head football coach Dane Damron. Spring practice begins next Saturday. Coach, obviously spring practice, you want to get in and work on fundamentals and installing your system. This year is a little bit different, first year program. What's the game plan in attacking spring practice this year?
Well, you hit the nail on the head the first thing. Football, no matter how you break it down, still blocking and tackling. And we've got to make sure that that our kids understand how we're going to practice, because we're going to have to teach these kids how we want to practice, the tempo we want to practice at, how fast we want to go before we can do anything, because we're never going to get where we got to get to if we don't understand how we have to practice. And so that's what we're going to spend a whole lot of time on. We're going to go in the mornings, and class schedules, they get kind of iffy around here. So we're going to go from 6 to 8 in the mornings on Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays. And then Saturdays we're going to work around the lacrosse team to make sure that Coach Dane has a chance to use the field during her season. And we'll be in the morning sometimes, and on Saturdays, and sometimes we'll be in the afternoon. So we'll look forward to it.
Coach, you mentioned tempo a little bit, and in the past we spoke to you and talked about wanting to play fast. Have those kids got acclimated to that yet, or what are some things that you've done or are going to do to get them conditioned to play that type of football?
Well, we're going to continue to preach it, and that's the key thing with practice, is they've got to understand that that's how fast we're going to practice. We're going to get a lot of snaps in a short amount of time, but we have tried to do some conditioning towards that. That we tell our kids that the average football play lasts about 7 seconds, and you get about 10 seconds off between plays if you're playing extremely fast. So we run a bunch of what we call 7-10s. We ask the kids to run as fast as they can for 7 seconds, and then we blow the whistle, and they got to get back to where we started from in 10 seconds, and we're going to blow the whistle again. And so we just try to make it as specific as we can, but you can't really do that until you're able to get out on the field and go 11 versus 11, and put the ball on the ground and do some things.
Coach, since we spoke last, you've hired quite a few guys on your staff, and talked a lot about offense. Let's talk about defense a little bit. You've hired Chap Boyd as your defensive coordinator. What's philosophy on the defensive side of the ball, your base defense, and how are things looking defensively? We're
going to be very multiple in what we do defensively. Chap and I go back a long ways. We've never worked together, but we've known each other, since 1997 or 98. Don't know the exact year. Time's getting away from me. If you look at the side of my hair there, you see I'm getting kind of gray. So, but we have a lot of common ground in what we want to do, whether we're an odd front, whether we're an even front. I think that's kind of inconsequential right now, because we got to make sure that we get out and see what our kids can do and what the incoming freshmen we have coming can do. But we're going to be a pressure defense, whether it's from an odd front or an even front. We're going to get up in your face, and everything I think of defensively, I think from an offensive perspective, having to play against defenses. And we're going to get up in your face and play press coverage and try to get after you that way. And we're excited about what we're going to try to do defensively, but no matter what we want to do as coaches, we're going to have to see if our kids can do that, because I can sit here and say we're going to do all these great things, but the 1986 Bears weren't near as good as the 1985 Bears, because they lost a couple of those people. So it's all about the people that are playing for you.
We mentioned a little bit your coaches, and they've been on the road recruiting, and you're north of 25 signees now. If you could hit on that a little bit, and the job that your assistants have done and you guys have done on bringing in these future Cavaliers.
Well, first of all, I can't say enough great things about the staff that Danny Sterling, our athletic director here, and Chancellor Henry has allowed me to go out and hire. We've really upgraded the staff as far as the numbers. We've had 8 coaches. If you get me out on the road, we've had 9 coaches out on the road, and that's the most important thing, because if you're going to go out and get the word about UVA-wise football out, you've got to have people that can go out and do that. So Wes McDermott is our recruiting coordinator, and he's done a fabulous job of putting together a recruiting plan, taking what my vision is and what we want to try to do scholarship-wise, and implementing that and getting it to the people that are doing the recruiting. But very excited. We've hit a lot of needs. I think we've really addressed our offensive line. Our numbers were kind of down there, so we've really addressed our offensive line, and we've addressed our defensive secondary really well, which is where I think we had an immediate need. If you look at our roster, who's coming back, I think we're pretty good at running back, and I think we're pretty good at linebacker. Obviously with Zach, the year that he had, and I'm very, very excited about Alvin Inaharo too, and what he's going to bring, and excited to get Chris Flood back too from his knee injury, just watching him run around. He can do some good things. So we didn't have to hit that area. Those 2 areas is hard. We did take some kids in those areas, But you know, we're excited about what we've done. Our coaches have done a great job. They were on the road less than a month, and you know, and the class that we've signed, you know, I think it's over 30 now, and they've done a tremendous job.
Coach, thanks for your time, and we'll catch up with you a little bit more as spring practice goes on.
Thanks, Daryl.